Hello everyone, hi, and I'd like to welcome you all to the 6th edition of the Mul-Tea-Hull Talks. It is June 24th and we are going live on Instagram. So for all those joining you for the first time, just a couple of information about what Mul-Tea-Hull Talks actually is. So it's a series of meetings online basically where we get to catch up with Sunreef Yachts employees, but not exclusively employees, also just broadly speaking members of the Sunreef Yachts family. We got to meet so far with the company founder and president Francis Lapp, one of our project managers, our research and development director, our sales director, and then last week, some of you remember, we met some of the Sunreef Yacht owners for tea and talks. So an exciting series of meetings online, and today is also an exciting opportunity for us as we get to catch up with the captain of an 80 Sunreef Power. So without further ado, I would like to introduce Mr. Achille Lefrere. So we still need to connect with Achille on board the 80 Sunreef Power. So just hold on a second, we'll let Achille connect with us. All right, so before we catch up with Achille, who may be experiencing some connectivity issues, I'll give you a short introduction on Achille's experience in the luxury charter business. Achille is captain. He is originally from Corsica, from Porto Vecchio. He started his career in the charter business a long time ago when he was 18, and he's been doing this ever since. And he spent his last 10 years of his career on a big luxury catamaran, and is now up for an exciting new challenge with the Otoctone 80. And I see we have Achille here with us. Hello, Achille. How are you?
Hi, Arthur. All good. Can you hear me well?
Yes, loud and clear. Everything okay on board?
Yeah, all good. Yeah, we are actually in Saint-Laurent-du-Var in south of France, and ready to start the season. So everything's perfect. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. I'm very excited to do this. It's actually the first time that that Mul-Tea-Hull Talks is doing this actually on board live from a catamaran. Do you have your tea ready?
My tea is there. So.
Fantastic. Okay, but there's not going to be a lot of tea drinking, I think, because we have some visiting to do, especially when the first question is, what are the guests' favorite relaxation spots? And if you don't mind, yes, just one sip. I'll have them as well, and we'll jump straight into action. So, Achille, can you tell us what are the when you have guests on board, what are the favorite spots that they like to enjoy on Otoctone 80?
Well, that's the good thing of catamaran with flybridge like that. It's you really have like 3 separate spots. So I'm gonna show you at the moment. I'm in the living room. I just turn the camera on the other side. Yeah. So there's like 3 main spots, which is the foredeck on the bow of on the front of the boat. And the 3 different spots are really well separated, so people can easily isolate themselves from the rest of the group. So here we have the foredeck with actually a lot of sun pad that you can lift up the backrest, and 2 tables with cushion. So that's really the bow of the boat. So it's quite comfortable to come here during navigation because you have the fresh air, you can feel a little bit the sea, see the horizon, and be a bit wild and free. Then after, if we I go slowly like that, yeah, so if we go more on the aft, so we can really see on the 80 Power the big windscreen, which is really comfortable to walk around. Just there we arrive in the cockpit, so we will see the cockpit in a bit, but we can first climb up to the flybridge, which is the second interesting zone. On the flybridge, so you really have the feeling to be above everyone, especially on the 80 Power. So mainly that's where I drive the boat when we are on the coast, or when we just follow the coast and see a little bit around. You can actually sit next to me to enjoy the view. Well, at the moment we are in the marina, but you have to imagine in navigation. Two big table, well, it's two tables that can be made in one big table for up to 12 people eating, and a little relaxation lounge for just chill or take the tea when you finish eating. On the back of the flybridge, we also have like sun pad. So it's really good to take the sun. It's the back of it. And then we can then see the aft of the boat, which is just there. So yeah, that's really the second main zone. And then the third one, it's the cockpit on the aft. Cockpit is really comfortable.
This is where we're going right now?
Yeah. So that's the cockpit.
Okay.
It's really on the aft of the boat. And it's really comfortable when it's windy, because you're completely sheltered from the wind, because when you're at anchor, the boat is always heading into the wind. So you have like a nice table. It's really good for staying in the afternoon and chilling over here. Just behind, you have the platform with the two aft skirts and the tender platform. At the moment the tender is on it, but once the tender is in the water, you can just chill on the platform, and it's just above the water level. So that's, I don't know if you can see it well, but yeah, it's pretty much like that. Yeah. So
once you've launched your tender?
Yeah, actually once you just go back on the tender, the platform is hydraulic, so you can lift it up or put it down. It goes up to 1.5 meters below the water. So basically, when you want to have the tender in the water, you just put the platform down, and then you can lift it up without the tender to just take sun bath or enjoy the toys and activity. Because we have actually a garage right under the sun pad here with all our toys, and you can have access from below or from the cockpit.
Okay, and that brings us to our second question. Actually, the second question was about toys. You know, what kind of toys do you have on board?
So on board, the Otoctone is well equipped in terms of sea toys. So we have one jet ski. So I'm gonna just turn that. So for the classic, we have here a sea bob. Sea bob, it's pretty much like a small torpedo who goes in the water, and you can actually dive up to 40 meters. Well, it's protected, you need to unlock it to go that deep, but it goes up to 40 meters, so you basically enjoy going on the surface, and you can dive a little bit like a dolphin. After, we have the wave jam here. Wave jam, it's pretty much similar, but it's more to stay on surface. It was initially designed to rescue people on the beach, but it's actually really cool to have it on board, so kids love it. And then after, I'm gonna open the garage right here. So I will turn the bed. Up. So here, that's the garage, and it's really well made. The cushion stays, even when there's wind, cushion stays on the backrest. And we have the rest of the toy, which is, the main one is the jet ski. So it's a 230 GTX Limited. So it's a 3-seaters jet ski, and you can see that to put it down in the water, you don't need anything else than just sit on it, pull the platform down, and from here you have a remote just there, and the jet ski just goes from here in the water. So once the jet ski is out, we can actually put the 3 paddle board that we have here. We have on the other side some wakeboard, ski nautique, even a kite surf, and also that we have here an electric foil. I just go on the other side. It's really the trendy toy at the moment. It's a foil with an engine, and you basically stand up on it, and you can fly above the water for pretty much like an hour or so. So this one is a Takuma, and
there it is. Okay.
Yeah, that's the foil. So pretty much when we arrive at anchor, we put the tender down, we put the jet ski down, we put all the toys in the water, and it's time to just enjoy the moment on Otoctone. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to say your toy chest is really impressive, and charter guests really get to enjoy quite a lot of fun on board. And by the way, I think in my introduction I forgot to mention Otoctone 80 is the only 80 Sunreef Power on the charter market for now.
At the moment it is, yeah.
Yes, at the moment still. So if you're looking for a chance for a dream yachting holiday on an 80 Power, this is your option. Okay, and that brings us to question number 3. What are charters like on Otoctone 80? So that's a general question. I guess what it means is that what can guests expect in terms of accommodation first, and maybe about the overall experience. So how are guests accommodated on board?
Well, so I'm gonna give you a little tour like that. A video sometimes talks a bit more than a speech, but so that's the good thing of Otoctone 80. When you actually from the cockpit, you can open the window, and it gives a really spacious feeling when you enter. So basically, there's no door between the living room and the cockpit on the aft. So here you have like a first lounge saloon. Then you have the main dining table. And then I'm gonna start to show you the master cabin. So on the starboard hull, we go down the stairs, and here we have the master. So the master, it's after, there's many different configuration, but this one, it's with a big master cabin. So when we enter, we have like an iMac that's the choice of the owner. Instead the TV, we have iMacs on every cabin. Then we have a little desk where we can actually work quite comfortably from here. Then king size bed here. And the main good thing is that hatch. It's pretty much, we can call it a window because it's a huge window to show you outside. At the moment, it's a shame we are in the port, but you basically have like the horizon with clear blue water. So that's really, really nice. Then after we go into the walking dressing for all the stuff, but I think my camera is not so nice for that because it's too close. And then you have the bathroom. So bathroom is really spacious with on one side the toilets. Well, I don't know if you can see it properly. Yeah, toilets, a nice mirror with a nice sink, big porthole in the bathroom and in the shower. So shower, I don't know if you see it well, but yeah, it's a bit too close to see a little, yeah, to see it, but it's quite nice. You can really feel that it's spacious. So that's the master. It's the biggest cabin in the boat. This configuration on Autoctone 80, we have like 4 cabins. So one master, one VIP, which is bigger, that I will show you later on, and then 2 classics. So right on the front, I can show you the classic one. Classic one, it's still big. So you have a queen bed with the bathroom on the front. Bathroom with nice sink, toilet and shower, an iMac also, some nice porthole, and the dressing next to the entrance. All cabin have their safe. So that's the classic. We have actually 2 like that. And now I'm gonna show you the VIP on the other hull. So we have to go back into the main living room, and then we go down here. Oops. And here it's the VIP. So this cabin, it's a bit smaller than the master, but it's still really big. And it has the particularity that this bed can do or queen size bed, or you can slide the part of it, and it gives the opportunity to have like 2 single beds. So if you have like 2 kids that they stay in the same cabin, it's really comfortable, or 2 friends who want to share the cabin, they can have like 2 single bed in this cabin. So the same, we have like the bathroom on the front, bit bigger than the classic one, but you have everything you need. Nice porthole, nice mirror. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the cabin. And then the last one, it's the same as I showed you before. It's a classic one.
Okay, do you want to show us the galley?
So yeah, actually, so on the main deck, we have an open galley. That's a special particularity of Autoctone 80. The galley is really in the living space. So the chef is cooking on the front of the guest. It's open space. So it brings some special feeling with the guests, and they can obviously see how their meal are made, and they can follow the process all along the way. So it's really, really comfortable. And also for the chef, he has like a nice view in his office with the foredeck, the second nav station, which is here, and the cockpit. So the galley is professionally equipped. So we really have like a nice oven, nice microwave. The stove is really efficient, and it's really well made. So yeah, that's
again. What can guests expect in terms of cuisine?
Well, the chef is not there at the moment. He had to leave to do the provisioning. But this year we have like Jean-Baptiste. He's a chef from Toulon, and he's cooking pretty much like all sorts of cuisine, but mainly Mediterranean. So he really likes challenges in terms of special needs. If guests are vegan or pescatarian, they can, like, he can adapt to pretty much all the situation. And yeah, for this summer, Autoctone will be mainly between Italy, France, and Spain. So it would be easy for him to get pretty much everything to make the guest happy.
Okay, fantastic. And tell us, Achille, one of the questions that we received was about your navigation experience with rough weather. Have you experienced anything like that on your way from the shipyard maybe to Saint-Laurent-du-Var?
Well, yeah, it's been well, it was quite special because we left Gdansk, so Sunreef shipyard in Poland during the COVID. So it was a bit tricky to go down in one step. So we had to stop at few different places, but we experienced some heavy weather passing Gibraltar, but it was from the back, like we were surfing on the wave, and the boat reacted really well. It was really interesting to see how she was taking the wave and surfing. We had some speed records surfing the wave that was pretty much around 4-meter waves, but we always try to take the nice window where the wind is not too powerful or coming from the front. So we only had like rough weather from the back, and it was nice and comfortable, but definitely the 80 power is really taking it well. You don't even feel 4 meters well, and the thing, it just goes, and yeah, it's really comfortable.
Okay, and one of the questions that we received is about the maneuvering experience. You're helming a fairly big boat, kind of beamy. How does this boat behave in marinas?
Well, that's the thing. It's big. It's really wide. It's it's pretty much like a 12.2 meter beam, but you also have like 12 meters between both propeller. So that's the big advantage with catamaran. It's really easy to maneuver. So just with the throttle, it's quite easy. Plus Otoctone 80 has like few features, so I will show you. We are back on the flybridge, and we have here the throttles for maneuvering without any assistance. But if sometimes there's some wind from the side or things like that, it can be a bit tricky because the windage on that boat is quite big. So we have, first of all, the boat thruster. Boat thruster, it's here, so it's pretty much like two hydraulic engine on both bow with a propeller, and if you push on the port side or starboard side, it will just bring you bow to port or starboard. So it's actually really comfortable to have that in a marina, small marina, narrow marina with some wind. It's really an extra feature. And then we have also the GMS. So GMS is joystick maneuvering system. It's here. This one, it's ZF1. And it's basically taking the control of the throttle plus the boat thruster, and you can go forward, backward, sideways on port side, sideways on starboard side, and you can also rotate to port or to starboard like that. So that's quite comfortable to have. I don't really use it that much, but it's a good option to have. Plus we have wired remote to actually drive the boat from outside, or if you want to see from the side, we have a remote with both throttle and the boat thruster, and we can basically maneuver the boat from the side, so you have like a nice view. On the 80
Okay.
Sunreef 80 power, the good thing is, from this point of view, you really have like both bow, and you can have the camera for your both aft, and you really have like a global view, so it's really not difficult to maneuver. It's pretty much like a toy compared to a monohull.
Okay, so Achille, thank you so much for sharing this insight on the maneuvering. The flybridge helm station is, I think, where we will leave you for now. Thank you so much for doing this, because for a moment I really felt like I was there with you in Saint-Laurent-du-Var on board the Otoctone 80. For all of you watching, if you want to genuinely hop on board the 80 power Otoctone 80, all you have to do is, I think, get in touch with Sunreef Charter, or and then experience it for yourselves. Achille, thank you so much for doing this, and Yeah, and for all of you watching, we'll see you all very soon in the next edition of the Mul-Tea-Hull Talks. Thank you, Achille. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye.